What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Figuring Out Life. I'm Meech, in case you never been here before, and if you have been here before, welcome back. Today is going to be a hard day for the family. Today is the day that we celebrate the life of my sister's grandmother, and so that's on today's agenda. And it just kind of whenever you think about like going to celebration of life, or aka a funeral, you just start thinking about, all the emotions and people that you lost and stuff that transitioned and, gained their wings and gained their access to their heavenly room. And it just makes you realize how many people that, you actually miss on earth, So just been in that kind of mood. Waking up this morning, I do have to do a Bible reading at the celebration, so it'll be a tough day. It's never easy seeing like my sisters or their mother, their mother losing their mother. So that's like, it's hard. As an adult, we grow up, but our parents are still our parents. And anytime you see somebody in their vulnerable state, when they, you losing your mother, you resort, like, you'll always be a kid in your parents' eyes. So when you see your parents and they're in their kid state and they lose their parents, that's definitely a hard thing to see. And I'm kind of just decompressing and thinking right now. And we've all lost somebody, whether it's a grandparent, a friend, a family member, whoever. And you just kind of in shock at first, and then you kind of start to process it. And the thing about it is, things never go back to being the same because that person's not here. So you just learn a new way of norm, believe that they are in a better place where there's no disease, no sickness, no anything. They get to reconnect with other friends and family and just be together. And I'm gonna hold that. That's like one of the comforting pieces about somebody passing away. Like, yes, we selfishly don't have them here anymore. We can't call them, we can't go see them, we can't hug them, we can't touch them. But a part of me is always like, you can feel them, you can feel them, you can talk to them, and they hear you. You just can't necessarily communicate back, but there's always signs. I believe there's always signs that they're communicating with you and letting you know that they're there, and you're gonna be all right and stuff. So I'm with that. Yeah, so about to head into work for a little bit, and then I'll be on my way to that. Obviously, I won't be recording any of that, but I'll be together with my sisters. That's the one blessing about this too. Like, we all come together as a family, have some fun, share some hugs and stuff. It's been a while since we all got together, so there's always that, like, funerals bring people together. And I always say that's that last person's impactful gift to the world, is bringing people together, So, all right, let's get on with this day. See y'all in a minute. It looks just like the morning time. Like, I know you probably like, man, this dude didn't even do nothing today. But I am back in the car. It is the evening time. It is 12 hours later. Went to the funeral, celebration of life. It was great. I read my Bible verse that I was supposed to read, and it's just different, seeing somebody in the casket, and you're about to let their earthly body go. I know it looks exactly the same right now. It's 12 hours later from when I was on here this morning, but that's how crazy it looks during this daylight saving time. Like, dark in the morning, dark early at night, so you can't win with no sunlight. It's the worst. But finally back home, hung with the family for a while. The funeral / celebration of life was great. People got up there, said some kind words. People had a lot of good stories. People laughed, people cried. And that's what it's all about. It's just moments like this remind me, us, like when you go to a funeral, it just reminds you of what life is about. Yeah, all this stuff is great. trying to work hard, trying to provide for your family and stuff, like as far as like getting the max amount of money and stuff. But people just remember you being there. And one thing that everybody touched up on is how kind she was, how she didn't judge, how you could come to her and she treated you like family. Everybody either called her grandma or auntie. Like, that was one of the dopest things, just to hear people saying the same thing over and over. She always had a smile. She always fed you. She always talked to you. She always treated you like one of her own. You never felt like you were out. And that matters for a lot of people. Sometimes growing up as a kid, you latch on for love and stuff. And when you can find it within somebody in your community, especially one of your friends, family members, like, that's even better. So it was touching to see and hear that. Like, people had genuine love for her. And the room was full. Not a dry eye there. And, even, like, I believe that that's people's gifts, getting everybody together one last time in their honor, and making people come together for an occasion like that, and just being able to talk and reconnect and remembering what it's all about in life. People want to remember how you made them feel, if you made them laugh, if you touched their heart, if you cared about them. Like, that stuff is what's important in life. Like, I know we have other things that we need to do to survive, but that's really the meat of it all. So, just an overall good time. Got to see all three of my sisters. I love them dearly, and I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative for the life I have, and it's just, life goes on. Like I said, it changes. It'll never be the same, and it's not supposed to. When you're missing a pillar of the family, you got to figure out how to be a new pillar while they're gone, to take their place and kind of fill in for that role while they go sit on that heavenly throne. So that's just how I think about it. God needs people at their time, and that was one of the things that the pastor talked about. She knew that when she got sick before, it wasn't her time yet, but she fought the good fight. Now she gets to rest in peace. So while it's sad, I have my total faith in God, and she's not suffering no more. So that was that. And on a lighter note, we are headed to the North Royalton game to watch my kid Omar play and get it in. It's going to be a rivalry tonight, so I'm expecting a good crowd. Should be a good game. They're both ranked. Now it's time for some basketball, just to soothe over the day. So let's go to this basketball game and see what it's hitting for. See y'all in a minute. So, on the couch, time to relax. But you see the computer is right there, ready to get worked on. But it is time to just kind of unwind after the day, the funeral, just kind of reflect on stuff like that. Hold on. There we go. The funeral, reflect on that. Just reflect on, the life of somebody that made the world a better place. And that's what I got to remember. And, that's what we need to remember about people that pass away, It was just like, when they leave impacts like this, how can you follow up and just leave an impact like that on the world to multiple people that are not your family, that you make feel like family and stuff like that. So just kind of what my mind is going, circling and going through right now. And then it's time for tomorrow. It's gonna be time to do all this again tomorrow. I'm just kind of mentally warped right now. I don't really have too many thoughts. It's just kind of like that decompressing time. So I'm about to get off here because I'm just rambling about nothing. And I will see y'all tomorrow. You know what we do. Deuces.